Hello, it's Tiny Home Tuesday, and today's tiny home is going to be a cabin made to view the northern lights. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to be building this in Windenburg. We have this island area, and even though it's not really the world this is built in, but it's giving like Nordic fjord a little bit. It's kind of a mix between like German and British, it feels like, but today it's Scandinavian. I just thought this would be a good area because we have the water on both sides of this lot. It's a very pretty lot, kind of in between both bays here. So I'm building a small cabin. We're gonna go with a Scandinavian style outside and inside. And then I wanna use a lot of like glass roofing to make sure we can view the northern lights. It's not the right season technically because I'm not building in the snow. But the reason for that is because even with a glass roof, if we build in the snow, the roof will be covered in snow. So for building, we're gonna do this in the summer, spring, whatever it is, and then we can check it out in the snow afterwards. We wanna make sure we can see, but you know, the idea is that if you were actually staying here, you would be able to look up and see the northern lights in the winter. This is based on nothing that I've seen in real life because I have never seen the northern lights or stayed at a cabin with all the glass roofing like that. Seen a lot of pictures of them, they look beautiful. A lot of them seem to have kind of like a dome or like a octagon room or something like that with a glass roof, and I tried that, but it's really hard to connect a glass roof that's either round or octagonal or something like that to a square shape, so it would have been tricky to connect rooms and connect roofs. That's the only reason I didn't do that for this build. Maybe we can try that another time. And I had originally just planned to do 2 separate roofings, and then when I put this roof back, it kind of just lined up right, and I was like, oh, what if we just extend that roof? And there we go. I think it turned out pretty cute. So yeah, I've never actually seen the northern lights. I really want to. I think it would be amazing. I have been to Iceland, but I went in the summer, which I think it's just 2 different experiences. It was amazing, and it was great that we had light all the time, and it was nice that it wasn't like absolutely freezing and we were able to drive around without snow and stuff like that. So overall it was amazing, but I would like to go back maybe and do it in the winter and see things a little differently. As far as like countries, places where you could see the northern lights, I've been to Sweden, but we were too far south and we were in the summer, so you know. I need to do more like northern exploring. I do a lot of tropical travel, which I love because I love to snorkel and I love to dive and see animals, and I don't really care to do like Arctic diving, you know? People do it. I'm not that advanced and I don't really want to be. When I think about like a Nordic cabin, I do think about the white and red look, and it was starting to look a little bit like a barn, but I did adjust the colors a little bit and do some white trim to try to make it look less barn-like. And I added the hot spring from Snowy Escape. So this is not based on any particular country. This could be Iceland, I don't know, where they do have the springs. And I wanted to make sure that you could see the ocean from the springs so that it would have like a nice view. Ideally, I would have liked to have put a hot tub out here on a patio, but the only ones I have just really don't work with this style. I have the base game one, what was it, like an anniversary one or something like that. It doesn't go with this style at all. And then I have the one, I do forget what pack it's from, sorry. But it's like rocky. Is it from For Rent? Maybe. But it's kind of jungly and it just really didn't fit this style at all. And I wanted this to have a loft, so I wanted a railing and then being able to see down a little bit, and one tile just didn't really feel like enough, and then the bed took up too much space, so I expanded my tiny home a little bit. I wish I could have done away with the wall between the side roof and the bedroom, but I could not figure out a way for that to happen, so I don't know if there is a way to do that, but I couldn't figure it out. And for tiny homes, I do often do like a double bed in a 3-tile space, because half tile on each side is still enough for your Sims to get around to the bed. When I tried the ladder in a 4-tile long bedroom, they did not have enough room to get around, so I had to move the ladder out, and you'll see what it ends up looking like, but I think it ends up looking all right. And my apologies for not having a Tiny Home Tuesday last week. It was just a very busy, crazy week, and I just did not have time. But now we're back, and I'll continue doing Tiny Home Tuesday builds. A part of me feels like this might be too much glass, because in the summer it's still going to be warm, at least like for a little bit, but also even if it's not like hot outside, it's probably going to get hot in here because it's like a literal greenhouse. We're just gonna say we have we have appropriate air conditioning and heat in this home. All right, so I was picturing this as like a rental cabin, not a residential cabin, like a place you would go for a weekend trip. So definitely not for a family. I ideally just for a couple or like maybe 3 people if someone sleeps on the couch. There is basically no room to even put a suitcase in this build, but you know what? I've been at Airbnbs where that has been a struggle before. I've been in hotel rooms where you couldn't even really fully open your large suitcase. So, you know what? Sims, that's just life sometimes, and they need a reality check once in a while. And I sized down these base game shades across these big windows. We have to have a way to cover these giant windows, especially if you are there in the summer. If you're there in the summer, it's light like almost 24 hours a day, not quite, but you know what I mean. So we need a way to close off that light a little bit. I like using these Dream Home Decorator shelves as side tables when we're in a little bit of a space crunch. And these lights look so cute around the bed. I just wanted to make it look so nice and cozy. And of course we need our book with a mug, and how you get that mug up the ladder, that's not my problem. I don't know. They did, okay? I'm not great at using the shelf trick thing. Sometimes I find that not to be that helpful. So maybe for this one I should have used like a little table or something. I don't know. But we do have room, perfect amount of space for this businesses and hobbies mirror. And then using the Dream Home Decorator dressers, I'm making a shelf over here by our railing. And then just kind of doing generic decor because again, I'm thinking of this as a rental space. So I was imagining like just some generic kind of standard Airbnb decor, some statues and probably fake plants realistically. Some decorative books that no one's gonna read. I love using the decor to the max giraffes, but sometimes they're a little bit large, but size down, I think they're perfect animal figurine size. And when in doubt, add another animal figurine to top off your room. And I'm not adding a lot of wall decor in here. I do want it to look pretty sleek and modern. I was doing the living room or doing the downstairs. I do need this to be cozy and like we need people to be able to hang out in here. So I did expand that a little bit. I feel like this was the perfect time to use the wood paneling fridge from Snowy Escape. I don't always use that one. Tiny little kitchen, but it worked out all right. So I wanted room for a couch and a TV. Got to be able to be cozy. Got to be able to, I don't know, sit back and relax and enjoy inside time if it's really cold and maybe the northern lights aren't out yet. Gotta watch something. But I added more glass walls over here. And again, using a lot of, basically everything is Dream Home Decorator or businesses and hobbies. It just worked out really nicely for this style. This Dream Home Decorator couch is just perfect for this style, and you can customize it to really be whatever shape and style you want. And I sized down this TV because it was a little too big, and the TVs do still function fine if you size them down. The one standing TV that's like small is way too small. And then the rest are huge, so perfect size if we do that. Not a lot of room, but I'm just gonna add a table and chairs right next to the couch. That's really the only space we have. And I added another door over here so we can go out and enjoy, you know, if the northern lights are out there, you wanna run out and see them. You don't wanna go out the back door and walk 10 steps to go see them, right? And of course we need the basket of cozies. We gotta have blankets and pillows. We gotta be able to be super cozy. And we have more blinds down here. It does kind of ruin the look of the house, but it just needed to be done. Then I decided I didn't really want the bathroom to be open to the living room, but I still didn't mind having the glass roof. So I just decided to do 2 so that it's like separated by a pane of glass. That way you don't hear and smell everything that's going on in the bathroom. It's tricky when you're using like glass roofs because everything you can see through them isn't always something you can change. Like the walls on the sides of the roofs, as far as I know, you can't do a different wall on each side. So it just had to be a glass panel there, but whatever. A window over top of the bathroom wall is okay. I can allow that. Gotta add a little bit of light in here because we can't use our ceiling lights since we have a sloped glass roof up here. I was hoping I could find a painting that kind of looked like the northern lights, but the ones I was looking at just didn't quite fit. So I just ended up going with a really pretty painting from Dream Home Decorator. So in the bathroom, just going with a very simple modern bathroom, and I used the white tiles and then used some blue accents in here. It would have been nice to have a bathtub in here just for some indoor hot bathing, but we do have the hot spring outside, so if you want a cozy warm bath, you're just gonna have to go out there. And maybe for my next build, whatever it is, I'll try not to use the sleek bathroom kit because I know I've been using that a lot lately. it's just so perfect. It's great. And it definitely works with this style where I'm going for kind of like a cozy modern look. So I will defend it in this build. And when I did the basics build challenge, I got this sink, and that's not my fault. I had no part in that. And of course, this rug from Snowy Escape, it's always very cozy. I like to use that when I can. I went with these base game blinds in here because we have this like navy blue color, and then I used the blue toilet. I just recently discovered the blue swatches of the sleek bathroom kit. They're so pretty. I love it. So went a little blue in the bathroom, but just a couple touches of it, and I think it turned out beautiful. Sometimes this sink, you know how the sink, the faucet and the handle are like on the wall with this sink? It can make it kind of difficult to place a mirror because the mirror usually ends up like ending right in the middle of that, and it doesn't look right depending on which mirror you pick, or it might be one where the faucet looks like it's coming out of the mirror, which could work, but that would be some really like specialist work that they would have to like cut a hole in the mirror, and just doesn't seem realistic. But you know, that mirror worked out okay, so oh well. I had a coat rack for all our coats and hats that we're gonna have when we're here in the winter. And then I added a couple shelves to this corner of the kitchen. The cabinets felt like they took up too much space, so wanted to keep it a little more open. Gotta have cozy coffee supplies. So we have mugs. We're gonna get a coffee pot. Okay, I've seen people do where they like put a coffee pot on a counter and then size the counter down and put it in here. I'm confused on that unless it's like a I don't know if it's a mod thing, but I can't size down any counters with move objects. So if you know how people are doing that, feel free to let me know. I'm sure all I have to do is a quick search and I could find videos on it. But I thought people were just sizing down a counter, so I don't know if there's like a specific one that works or if I'm not doing it right. But whatever the case, I wasn't able to do that, so our coffee pot is hanging off the corner a little bit, which is annoying, but it works in the game, so we'll leave it. Added some boots out here. I think it would be nice if you went somewhere like this and they have boots for you in case you don't have the right ones. And then I just added more kitchen clutter. I love to add paper towels, just makes it more realistic for me. And some kitchen utensils somewhere. Since we don't have cupboards, we gotta have some like plates and bowls here. And some cookies for our guests. I'm not sure in this scenario if I'm the guest or the owner because I'm going back and forth, but oh well, I can be both. I wanted to add a fire pit out here, so I added a little seating area with the fire. It felt kind of sad to just add 2 chairs, so I did add a few, but realistically, given the inside, you're probably not having more than like 2 or 3 people here, but you know what? You have options now for where you want to sit around the fire. And I added some stairs over here so that you don't have to go the whole way around to get down to the hot spring. When I play tested this, those stairs did not work, and I don't really know why. I guess the hot spring must just be a little too close, but I decided to just leave it because we do have the staircase in the front of the house. And then I also added a barbecue out here and a little table and chairs too. You just got to give you options. See, now it looks like you can like host big parties out here, but it's just not big enough for that. But maybe the neighbors come over. Maybe there's other rental cabins and you and your 3 friends have rented different cabins and you're all getting together here. Yeah, I don't know if this roof style is a thing anywhere, but I think it looks cool in a Sims build. Just added lots of like plants underneath to cover up the emptiness under the foundation, but I like the stilt foundation. I feel like that looks nice with this build. I didn't really want to do a block foundation. And I added a few rocks around the hot spring just to make it look a little less uniform and symmetrical. I don't know, a little more natural, I think. And I thought it might look better to have some lines in our windows rather than just like one big glass panel. So changed some of them, but I didn't change the roof because I like that just being like plain glass that you could see through. It kind of ruins our view a little bit, but I just think it looks better. So now let's take a look at it slower because of course that was a speed build, so we can do a little tour here and we can cheat to look at it in the snow and see what that's gonna look like. I definitely want to see what happens to that roof in the snow because I know it can mess with lighting. There we go, it's snowing already. Perfect. Okay, snowing literally right now, so if we just speed this up a little, we'll get some snow. And is it gonna cover our roof? That is the question. This is kind of like the perfect amount. It hasn't covered our roof yet, but I think it's happening. This would be like perfect. It's snowy. All right, guys, enjoy this perfect view. It might not last. Let's pause. Here's our perfect view in the snow. It's about to be gone because the roof will be covered. Oh, she's doing push-ups. That's perfect. It's exactly what you want to do in a house like this. Look at that. Oh, it looks so pretty in the snow. All right, now I want to get in here and look at our, oh, it's not really working well with the lighting. Well, there's kind of our snowy view. You can see out into the sea. Let's go up a floor. Look how pretty that would be, like you're sitting in bed and this is what you see. I saw this sign while I was building and it's like no bush. Like what what is this sign supposed to be? Because it's a no over a plant. So I don't know what that means. And there goes our roof. So that is why I didn't want to build in the snow, because then you can't really see what you're doing. But I mean, it's still pretty. It still looks cool. But yes, now we have a covered snowy roof. You would still definitely be able to see out here. And I don't believe we actually have northern lights in The Sims at all, but that actually does look so cute. Trees are causing a little bit of trouble seeing. With the glass walls, we do get like all this reflection, and I wish that we could do without that. Like, look how bright that is. It doesn't need to be that bright, you know? But yeah, if we look at it at the right angle, it looks good. Oh, it's just pretty at every... Look at that, you can see the mountains, and I know that this world isn't meant to be this, but it looks fjord-like a little bit, right? Maybe not quite, because we need like big cliffs for that, don't we? Look at the hot spring. This looks so good here. Look how cozy that would be. Sit in your hot spring and look out at the water and the mountains and this no bush sign. Like, what is this? What does this mean? Someone let me know what you think this sign means in The Sims, because I have no idea. My little boots have filled with snow. Okay. I guess that is it for our Tiny Home Tuesday build this week. We have our lovely Nordic cabin viewing the northern lights. Okay, so she is shoveling snow and doing push-ups. She is just loving life in this little tiny home rental cabin. Hope you enjoyed the build, and let me know if there's any tiny homes you want to see or other builds. Let me know what you think about this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.